Hello, 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 everyone out there in YouTube land. uh, um, Amy liked the book. She thought it was fun, wondering who's going to read book two. Well, it's not on my list for any time in the near future because I've got a lot of other things to read. I'll just say that. Sherry's here, and Michelle is here. Marion, I know Marion's in Ohio. Sean's here, and
Yep.
Joe is here. And Brenda's here. And the other Joe is here. Hi, everybody. How are you all? I hope you're having a fantabulous day. I was just asking Brandy if she had storms, because she's usually one that gets storms, but we went to bed last night. I wouldn't call last night like a storm. It was windy and it was rainy. This morning I woke up and there was thunder and lightning with the wind and the rain. So that was a little thunderstorm.
We had our storm. It came through about early evening ish, late afternoonish yesterday. It was late afternoon, and I was like, wow, it's usually later than we normally get, but I like this time it wasn't just rain. It was like, my hound dog got a little freaked out. So he did not like it at all.
Well, we needed it. We needed some rain, so I'm happy it rained. I did not water my flower garden the other day, so I'm happy it rained. And I planted some more seeds yesterday, so they got a good soaking in. So they'll be loving that. So I'm happy it rained.
There you go. Oh,
And then
sorry.
it actually got nice. It got nice and sunny, and it's been pretty nice this afternoon for the rest of the day. I was just seeing that on the weather, Amy, that up near Grand Rapids and north up that way, they had almost tornado winds. They had
Oh,
60 and
wow.
70-mile-an-hour winds up to the north of me. Here, we didn't get that. We didn't get that. What? Okay.
Well,
The
uh,
last storm that went through Michigan, I watched dark clouds out my front window here, and we got not a drop of rain. And over at my sister's house and my dad, they're like a mile and a half apart from each other on the same street. Trees down everywhere. Trees down all over the place. Lots of damage. We didn't even get a drop of rain. So it's very weird how weather works, isn't it? Very strange.
well, it looks like my son is going to get to experience that a little bit, probably in about a month or so,
Oh, what?
because that's the only Michigan over at the Great Lakes has, I think it's the only base for the Navy, boot camp for boot camp.
No, wait. Who, what? Back up.
Yeah, Danny's
Back
going.
up. Danny's going into the service,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to be in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Was
In-
where there used to be 3 places for boot camp, but now there's only the one.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that'll be interesting. Anyhow. Wow. Tia and Rebecca stopped by and captured the backyard damage for their Great Lakes trap. They stopped by your house, Amy? Rebecca and
Oh,
Tia?
wow.
They're quite a ways away from the Ohio retreat if they're up in Grand Rapids. Anyhow, interesting. Interesting.
Well, distance is relative to me. You know, if I was traveling, I always had a different, you know, way to get there.
Well, I guess. I guess. Not me. I just get
I
there.
mean, including my last time.
No, I just get there.
I mean, my last retreat, I made the mistake of uh, saying on the map, avoid tolls, avoid
Mm-hmm.
tolls. But I really wish someone would have told me that avoid tolls means that you're going to go the back roads
Well,
everywhere.
I've put in avoid tolls before. It doesn't take me crazy places, but I don't know.
Oh, I was on some ding 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 roads. Hmm.
I didn't know you knew them that well, Amy. Have them come visit your house.
That's
Interesting.
nice.
All right. All right. Well, okay. Let's talk about this book. Let's talk about this book, right? It's hard to remember exactly where we left off, but that's fine. Um, I mean, I know that we had the sister up in the room with the guy, her fiance, that turned out to be Legend, which really turned out to not be Legend after all.
Oh yeah,
He was never even really Legend. Uh,
he was just a stand-in.
right? So that's where it got really weird for me. It's like, who is Legend? Where is Legend? Nobody's Legend. Nobody's who they say they are. Everybody's just playing a part. There's somebody else. That was a little kind of weird for me. And then, of course, the sister jumps and dies. And the guy that
But
she's fallen in love with, he got killed and he's dead. So everybody's dying. And I'm like, oh
but
my,
but she knew her sister would love her enough to wish her back.
right? Well, yeah. Very weird, though. Very weird. Why did she jump? Why did she feel she had to jump? I don't know. I'm like, couldn't they
Well,
just?
they told her that. Yeah, they said that she had to. She had to. That was part of it. And then of course the end of Caravel and everybody's alive. Woo!
Right.
Everybody who's a player or not a
Yeah,
player. Wait.
it was just like
Yeah.
that too. It was just like that. It was like, well, things went south. All the people she loves are dead. And then the next thing you know, she's going to a party, going to a ball, and everybody's alive. And it was that
Yep.
quick. It was pretty much that quick, just like that. That's where I was a little like, whoa, what? Really? I did not care for the ending, how it ended like that, where it was just like,
Well, okay. The reason that part didn't bother me because it's kind of like when you watch a play and everybody dies, curtain comes up, they're all alive. Hey, yay! I mean, they're actors, and this was a play, and the play ended,
so
and so immediately they're out.
even if they died in the play or in the musical, they
Yeah,
died. The curtain comes
they
up, it's
die, but
curtain
then the
call,
curtain comes up, and oh, I mean
and they're
that's how it is.
but that's how Sean, that's how I felt too. It was too rushed, too quick, too forced at the end that it's just like, oh, everybody's dead. And then next thing you know, she's going to a party and everybody's there and everybody's alive. I don't
I
know.
just looked at it as the party was curtain call.
Well,
That
okay.
was pretty much the way that I looked at it. The party was curtain call and the cast party. And normally they would not have been allowed to the cast party, but they got special permission to go to the cast party.
Okay, well, if you want to look at it that way, that it was a production, it was a play, a musical, or something, I guess. But it
I
was
mean,
just
it
kind
was a production. That's the whole point of Legends thing is it is a production. That's the whole
of, I
point of
guess,
Caraval. It's a production.
I guess. But then how are people dying and coming back to life? How's that happen?
Well, how does someone die in a play and come back to life at the end?
Well,
They don't really die.
they didn't really die. But her
And
sister,
in this, they didn't really die. It just looked very convincing.
was really dead. She saw her on the ground bleeding out, dead.
Well, that's why she had to use her wish on her because she wasn't an actor.
So she was really dead. I mean, she saw her dead. It's not like, if you're in a show, in a play or whatnot, and you're one of the people in the play or whatnot, you can look over that person and go, "Oh, they're alive. They're playing like they're dead, but they're alive. We know they're alive." But
Well,
her
yeah,
sister was
but she wasn't one of the actors in Caraval. That's the problem. She wasn't one of the actors of Caraval. So therefore, the game's protection did not extend to her sister.
okay. So
The production.
if you were in the audience in a play and somebody died, okay, for example, my son has died in a couple of plays. I'll just say that. My son has died in a couple of plays. I'm not an actor. I'm not in the show. I'm a person that's watching. I'm watching the show. But I know that in that play, he's not really dead, right? I can see that he's breathing. I don't know. It was a,
Yeah, but if they had been messing with your brain the entire play, even though you know it's a play, just like they know it's a game, they were told going in, don't get carried away in the game. Just like if you're watching a play, even if it has really good special effects, and I do mean some have really good special effects, you still can't get sucked in so much that you believe that it is really happening.
yeah, but
That's what you're supposed to
Brenda
feel like.
also has a good point. The people who died felt death, right? They felt it. They felt the death. They felt pain. Mm,
Well, yeah,
mm, mm.
but they also know they're not going to stay that way. So,
Yes, Josh did come home after every rehearsal. Yes, he did. Alive and well. Yes. But it's funny. He did. He died in two different plays he was in. I was like, why do you keep getting killed
so he
off?
was not the main character.
No, he's like, I don't know why I keep getting killed off. Yep, you get killed off. Anyhow. Well, he got killed off in West Side Story. He got killed off
Oh,
there. Yeah. And then I think there's something about some jurors, some show about some jurors or something. He got killed in that one too. Anyhow,
not 12 Angry Men, right? I don't remember
12,
there being
no,
a.
12 angry jurors. It's
Oh,
12 angry jurors. He got killed off in that one too. Anyhow,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, and I realize there are two more books because I keep saying, okay, once this is over, what's going to happen after that? First of all, why are these girls going to want to go back to Caravel again? Why would they want to go back to that situation again? And I'm assuming it's them. I mean, let's see. In book 2, I'm assuming it's the same girls that go back, but let's see because I'm not sure.
Lynn, if you're here, I know you've already read book 2. You'd be able to answer that question, Lynn.
Um,
I haven't seen Lynn yet, though.
I haven't seen Lynn either. Lynn is probably busy thinking about traveling to Ohio.
That
Right.
is true. She might be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there are 4 books. Are you serious? I thought there were only 3, but this says there's 4.
Wow.
No, there are 4. There's a new one coming out. Okay, so let's just for example, let's go look at book 2 and let's see what's happening, what the little synopsis is here. It's them again. It's them. Donatella and Scarlett escaped their cruel father and made it out of Caravel alive, but the games aren't over yet. Why aren't the games over yet? I don't understand. What Scarlett doesn't know is that in order to gain their freedom, Tella made a deal with a mysterious stranger, and now it's time to pay. Except what Tella owes is something that no one has ever been able to deliver, the true name of the Caravel Master Legend. Tella's only chance at uncovering Legend's true identity is to enter the dangerous game of Caravel once more and win. But what will she have to sacrifice to do that? So they're not even free now that they're free, apparently.
Tella is the problem child here. She's
Well,
the
she
whole reason
always
why it
has
started
been.
in the first place.
She always has been.
Well,
And then
she's a little problem child.
book 3 is called the finale, but it's been 2 months since the Fates were freed, since Legend claimed the throne for his own, and since Tella discovered the boy she fell in love with doesn't really exist. With lives, empires, and hearts hanging in the balance, Tella must decide if she's going to trust Legend or a former enemy. After uncovering a secret that upends her life, Scarlet will need to do the impossible, and Legend has a choice to make that will forever change and define him. Caravel is over, but perhaps the greatest game of all has begun. That's book 3. And then book 4 is called Spectacular. Oh, it is a Caravel holiday novella. There you go. It's a great holiday eve Scarlett is planning a spectacular holiday celebration for the city. Donatella is searching for the perfect gift. Julian is looking ridiculously handsome in green, and Legend, well, sadly, Legend is not fond of the holiday. I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you now, I'm not gonna go on. I'm not probably gonna read anymore. I'm just I'm a one and done here, I think. I'm good with it. So anyhow.
No, I'm probably going to read it. Just not right now. I stopped my I will have to pick back up later the series that I was reading. I started a new series. I just needed a break. Um so I started a different series. And this one's about libraries and like a
So you're not reading
it's a
the smutty menage a trois and the why
no.
chooses and all that. No?
I needed a break. So, yeah. So I needed something a little bit different. And so, like I said, this one is she's a mystical. It's a magic library, but it's that she's the librarian, and it's kind of like if you've ever seen that show, Warehouse 13. The library houses magical artifacts that they have to keep safe from the human world, and to not just because they can destroy the world. And so when an artifact is found somewhere, the librarian has to go. Actually, it's kind of like the show librarian and her dragon, small dragon assistant, have to go and find and retrieve said artifact and bring it safely back to the library.
I gotcha. Hey,
I
Randy.
love it. It is so good.
Yeah, Randy, it was interesting. It was a very interesting book. Let me tell you, it was interesting. I mean,
Hey, Randy.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. It was fun. It was entertaining, but I don't feel any need to continue on in the series. How's that? Yeah.
I think you would like the series I'm reading right now because it's kind of like I mean it's good. There's nobody dying in it,
Well,
but
that
they do have they
it's
do have like
see,
mystical creatures and stuff.
plenty of people died in this book. It's not dying that gets me. They can die. I'm fine with dying people. I just don't know how they can die and come back to life, but it's 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 gruesome description of death that I don't appreciate. So, as long as they die and
Mindy did not like that part. That was for sure.
oh no, no, no. I don't need any of that blow by blow, stab by stab, stab cut, whatever by no, I don't. No. I don't need to hear all that. Okay. You
Well,
off
and but you
good.
don't like the mysteries either. But most of the mysteries that have where they're investigating a death, they don't go into the gruesome details of the death. They just go. It's more about the chasing the person who committed the death.
Yeah, but
But you
that's what
still don't like those styles
no,
either. So.
I don't like to just find I don't murder mysteries. No. Somebody died and somebody did it and somebody figures it out. It's the same every time. It's like Scooby Doo was on my TV today. Scooby Doo was on my TV today. Okay, because I had a grandchild. So Scooby Doo is on my TV. Scooby Doo is the same story every time. There's creepy things, there's haunted things, there's monsters. And then Scooby Doo and the crew come in and they get scared, but they always figure out who it is and they find the person that's making it all up. And it's the same plot over and over and over again with just a little twist here and there, right? Little twist here or there. Always the same.
I love my true crime and crime fiction. I mean, like what was they made it into a movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and I can't think of the name of it now. And it was they were hunting a serial killer. It was like Spider or Spider's Web or something like that. And but yeah, I mean but then again, you have to remember my interest, hence why the career that I'm trying to go into is crime related. So I literally just sat here earlier tonight or today and watched a hour and a half thing on this really weird case where a girl killed her mother, and her I watched her interview, and the guy who broke down the interview, and it was Along Came a Spider. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Brenda. So
Well, Joe, true. However, there aren't a whole lot of books out there in the world that aren't following some sort of a formula, sort of a formula. You know what I mean? Like in romance books, okay, you've got second chance romance, you've got small town romance, you've got fake dating, you've got, and they call them tropes, of course. We got tropes, right? So each romance is a little different based on the trope that it has. But yeah, there's always boy meets girl, something's wrong, something happens, they work it out, they fall for each other, you know. And
yada yada yada. Happily ever
that's
after.
that's just what books are. All books are that way though. They're all kind of formulated. You got your beginning, you got your climaxes, you got your solutions, you got your all books are really that way. And any book that's not is a unique, interesting book if it doesn't follow any formula. I challenge anybody to find a book out there that is so uniquely different from any book that you can't compare it to another book at all. It's just so different, so unique. Doesn't follow any of the normal tropes or formulas.
Well, hold on. First off, I want to say, Randy, you're totally fine. I know you weren't giving me crap, and thank you for saying I'm a rock star. I had, girl, you have to get up with me. I'll have to tell you how my labs went, because you would have loved what we did. But what true
No,
crime
you wouldn't.
stories
No,
do
you wouldn't.
not follow. True crime stories do not follow a trope, because every true crime story is different. There is no, like, and in some of the cases, especially if they never caught, if it's about a serial killer and they didn't catch the serial killer, there is no nice, neat wrap it up, because there is no, you just, here's the latest information that we have. They wrote a book, but they you still don't
Yes,
have
there
the
is.
full
But
solution, or
yes,
even if you do have it, it's still not nice and neatly wrapped up. I mean,
but I'll argue that point and say yes, there is, because they're all basically based on the same thing. Somebody's crazy psycho for some reason in their life. They're a crazy psycho, and they decide they're going to go around and kill people, and everybody's trying to figure out who killed them and why.
yeah, but sometimes you want to figure out, like, each of their motivations are so
I
very different, and how they do it is very different,
I
because
under I
how Ted
understand that.
Bundy did versus Jeffrey Dahmer, very different.
I understand that, but the basic premise is the same with different details. Every book is like that. Every mystery, every romance, every story is like that. You can always find the common thread that runs between them. That's why they're so easy to group into genres, because they're all similar in certain ways, right? Mysteries, thrillers, romances, true crime, doesn't matter. There are no real original stories out there that don't fit into one of those little categories. I would argue that. Okay? I'll just argue that. Anyhow.
I still love each and every one of them, though. I mean, like,
Well, I'm not saying
and that's why I love reading.
I'm not saying that you don't still love them and still enjoy them, because we do. That's, and we find the ones that we really like and what fits for us, you know. But yeah, are some things repetitive? Do they follow a pattern, a formula sort of thing? Sure, they do. But anyhow,
But I love those that, like, some of my favorite ones, especially when I was growing up, like, I was really into the Fear Street and Christopher Pike books, because it was like both of them were really good at, like, leading you down what you thought, who you thought it was, only for that twist at the end to be like, what the heck? Huh? No, that's not who. And, like, you start replaying, like, how did I not know it was this person? Like, they completely, like, throw me off, and like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I did not expect it to be that, or I didn't expect that to have happened.
yeah,
I love those books, and
yeah.
I love authors that can do that.
Just my whole point was everything is pretty formulated into categories. That's it. It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Joe says Nicholas Sparks has his own theme.
Sure does. Sure does. Hey, you know what, Joe? I just found out that our independent bookstore in our area, the one that I love so much, they have like 3 or 4 locations now in Michigan. They're having Nicholas Sparks in the fall because Nicholas Sparks has a new book coming out. And so they're hosting an event. It costs $35 to go. $35 to go and meet Nicholas Sparks and get your book signed and all the stuff that they do at those type of events. I think I have to go. I think I have to go. We'll see. Anyhow, well, now
I'm
that
going to be
we,
looking up Battle Royale. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look up that one. Battle Royale. That sounds good.
I'm really thinking about going, Joe. I wish I knew somebody that wanted to go with me and was willing to pay the $35 to go. I don't know what you get for $35. I don't know, but I think it sounds interesting. Anyhow,
I think Joe would travel with you, Mindy, to go see it.
from Missouri, Joe's going to come from Missouri to go to. I don't think so, but
Well, you know,
anyhow,
how far away is Missouri? I mean, I don't know distances. So, I mean,
it took a while.
I traveled 12 and a half hours
Well,
to
he's
go to
like, I think
Texas.
he's like 8, 9 or 10 hours, something like that, somewhere in there. It's a little trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not right around the corner.
Yeah, but to get to meet Nicholas Sparks, though.
But it's not. He's probably going someplace closer to Joe. If Joe wanted to go, he's probably someplace closer.
Oh,
How they do those tours and they travel all around the country, promoting their new book and all that. So I'm certain he could find someplace closer. That's all I got. Anyhow,
I've only been to one book signing, and it was in a library, and there was hardly anybody there, so
yeah.
that was pretty easy.
This one's going to be a huge event. It's actually not going to be at the bookstore. They're like teaming up with a community college so they can use their auditorium even. So it's going to be a huge thing. But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people there, I guarantee it.
Oh yeah. One of the biggest names. I don't know. It might actually, I think it's actually Ann Arbor, Amy. The new Ann Arbor store is the one where I think they're teaming up. I think it's Jackson Community College they're teaming up with, I believe. So, anyhow, I have not been to the Grand Rapids store.
All
I
right.
haven't been to the Ann Arbor store either. But you're by Grand Rapids. Do you go to the Schulers in Grand Rapids, Amy? Tell me. I love Schulers. They're such a good bookstore. They really are. Anyhow,
It's a bookstore.
time for some fluff and fun and
What?
yeah. Boy meets girl, crazy stuff happens, you know how that goes. Yeah. So, anyhow.
Just for the summer.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, everybody is loving her. Everybody is loving Abby Jimenez. They're just loving her. So, yeah, I've read one of her books and I enjoyed it. It was good. So, we're ready to roll. Okay? Got it? I know. It's a 400-page book. And this is what I like about it. Look at it's big words. It'll go fast. I started reading another book. It's Chloe Walsh is the author, and it's the Boys of Tommen series. And I think it's called Saving Six or something like that. But it's 600 pages for one. The book is 600 pages. And the writing on that book is like, little itty bitty words. And I'm like, it takes forever to read one page. And I'm like, okay. And the whole story takes place in Ireland. So it comes with a glossary at the beginning of the book talking about terms that us American people might not know that they say in Ireland. Like yolk. Yolk is an illegal drug. And I'm like, I thought a yolk came inside an egg. What? I have to refer to the glossary now? Okay, it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. Well, you better go eat then, Randy. We don't want you being all. Anyhow.
Bye, Randy.
So it's about 400 pages. So I've mapped us out a nice section to start with, which takes us up through page 96. All right, 96.
Does
End
it
of
have a chapter?
end of chapter 8. Do not read chapter 9.
Okay, so read 8, don't read 9.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I think I
So
can handle that.
here's one of the things I like about this book. First of all, it's got big lettering. It's going to go fast. It's got a dual point of view. It's got both people's point of view in here. So that's always fun when you get both of the main characters' point of view. I like that. Um, it's got some other fun stuff in it. It's got like some little notes and other different little things in it throughout conversations, which is always fun. So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Everybody that I have heard that has talked about it, that has read it, has loved it. So here we go. It's a summer book. It's summer,
Thank you, Sherry.
right?
Yep,
We're going to have a good time with it, right? Okay.
that's right.
Yeah. All right. So that is our
All
task.
right.
That's the task. Here we go.
Get to some summer reading.
There you go. There you go. I'm excited to read it too, Amy. I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. So I'm excited to read it. Yay. Hopefully it's good and we all like it. That's all I can say. Hopefully it's good and we all like it. I don't think it's super spicy, Brandy. I don't think it's super spicy. There's probably some spice, but I don't think it's like super spicy. It's not gonna be like,
Well,
oh,
I've been dumped. I've been dumped in the deep end with this past series, so
mhm.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. How was that, huh? You needed a break from it, hey?
Yeah,
Mm.
I've had to take a break. There was just too much, too much. I was like, oh Lord, okay.
Oh, I would probably be getting a kick out of that book, that series. I'd be like, oh,
Oh, I'm telling you, you ought to read it. I think it's right up Mindy's alley.
it might be. It might be. I need to finish me some Sarah J. Maas. That's what I need to do. I need to finish the Akatar series. I have the next one. I'm pretty sure I have the next one. I don't have the others, but yeah, that's right, Brenda. Fun times ahead. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. All right. Okay.
Do it.
It's dinner time here. I got to go see what we're going to do for dinner. Make some food. I'm hungry. It's been a while since lunch. All that stuff. So, you guys have a great night and happy reading. Happy reading. Let's have fun. All righty. We'll see you next week.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.